Well, hello and welcome to my channel. I'm John and this is a Tekut Tough knife. It also has a number if you're gonna look for it on the Gearbest, 5280. That's Tekut 5280. The cool thing about this one is that it's actually available both on Chinese sites and on a few American and European sites as well. So you can do your business a bit closer to you, since Gearbest can have some rather long delivery times, but they also have the best price, and that would be around $25. And in the US from $30 to $40, and I think about the same amount in euro. And what do we have? We have a knife with a little surprise. I'll show you that later, but as usual I'll just start where I always start, with the blade. Very nice. I don't know if I can catch the light. A very nice satin finish, some few flat areas, and hollow grind, but almost just a flat grind. Little bit of a hollow grind. It is rather thick behind the edge, so perhaps not the best slicer, but still it does quite good. And on top we have this little curve here, and a bit of switching, mostly for looks, I guess. And we have the jimping, which is quite rough without tearing away at your fingers, but it gives some nice grip. Moving on to the handle, very nice black hardware. The pivot, the back of the pivot and the screws join in nicely with the black G10, and some milling in the G10, so that you have quite a nice grip. Again, not too aggressive, and won't eat at your hand in any way. We turn it around and then we see black on black. I hope you can see the very deep pocket clip, deep carry pocket clip, but this is sort of this knife's additional claim to fame. It has a feature that allows you to push it out and put it even deeper into your pocket. You might say that the additional value of this is that you move the pocket clip completely out of your hand when you grip the knife, but in a knife scared country this is absolutely not a bad thing. If we put it into a sort of a pocket here, it does have room for quite a lot of. Yeah, that worked well. It's too big. Yeah, right. But you can get the picture. This knife is going very deep into your pocket, and that's a beautiful thing, at least where I live. I hope this mechanism is sturdy. It seems so, but yeah, of course you never know. But it seems like it is gonna last for a great deal of time. Doesn't feel like it's gonna wear out and just be floppy in a while, but you never know. Of course, it's a bit of extra mechanics in the knife. Just open it up. Again, the black hardware, very nice pivot screw here, very inconspicuous, and very standard Torx 8, Torx 6 on the two screws in the backspacer, which goes half the way. And of course we can see that it's a liner lock. No real surprise there. And going into fit and finish, I can tell you everything is now nicely rounded off where it counts. That means the scales are very flush with the liners, and again backspacer again flush with everything else, and very smooth all around, everything nicely smoothened out. The if I can show you, the liner here is has a little bit of a swedge as well, so it's a bit rounded off, and no real swedging to, yeah, that's a little bit of swedging to make it easier to get to the liner, but you really mostly just push your thumb down and then it just moves away. And centering almost perfect, good enough for me anyway. And lockup is about, sorry, I'll have to focus, about 50%, so no big deal there. Just going back to the pocket clip, room for a lot of material behind this clip, no real issue there. You can wear it in a pair of jeans with thick liners, no problem. And let's just have a look at the ergonomics. Very nice ergonomics. And when you put it in hand, it just sort of slides in position. You have the jimping right under your thumb, and you have a very, if you look at this upswept area here, you have a very nice resting place for the rest of your thumb. Even if you go back a little bit, it just lies there very nicely. And so it is very good, at least in my hand, and there's room for more hand and bigger hands than mine. It lies very well in hand, and reverse grip, no issues there. As usual with these little more ergonomic knives, not the best draw cut, but not that bad either, just not the best. Let's move on to the action. This has an amazingly smooth action. It is on bearings, no doubt about it, and it has the most amazing action. I really love it. You can let it drop more or less freely. It's not drop shut smooth, but very smooth and very snappy action. No real issues. Well, let's see, can I shake it out? Maybe I can. Well, I have to put some pressure in it. It doesn't have the strongest detent, but still keeps it in place quite nicely. As I said, I have to use a bit of force to force it out, but not the biggest issues, and it still provides enough resistance for an amazing action. This just snaps out. What can I say? This is what would you call it, a very durable and very sturdy knife, and just for everyday cutting tasks, even a bit heavier tasks. If you're, I don't know, if you're going to the forest or in the garden or whatever, it's not a flimsy knife in any way. It is a rather big knife, but it's also very sturdy and feels very comfortable. And I'm also comfortable that it would be usable for any particular task you might throw at it. I'm really happy with this one. Just here at the end, I have to tell you, this was a present from my friend Stephen at Paddys Potato Peelers. Thank you very much, Stephen. It's always difficult to review a knife that you got as a present, but well, it wasn't that difficult since it was a very nice knife. So thank you, Stephen, and I can highly recommend this knife. Very good if you're into a big knife. And with this, have a very pleasant day. Bye bye.